Now we'll further do a similar kind of experiment, but before that, just want to tell you about saturation temperature and saturation pressure. We normally say water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. No, strictly speaking, this statement is incorrect. The correct statement would be water boils at 100 degrees centigrade at 1 atmosphere pressure. Because in the entire experiment we kept the pressure constant, that's why the temperature of boiling was 100 degrees centigrade. Now there is a definite relationship between boiling point and pressure. So if pressure is 1 atmosphere, this y-axis is atmospheric pressure and this x-axis is the boiling temperature. So if the pressure is 1 atmosphere, water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. If pressure is say 5 atmosphere, water may boil at say 150 degrees centigrade. If the pressure is 0.5 bar, the water may boil at around 60 or 70 degrees centigrade. So there is a definite relationship between the boiling point and pressure. The only reason water boils at 100 degrees centigrade was because we kept the pressure constant during the entire experiment. 1 atmosphere is equivalent to 101.325 kilopascal or 1.013 into 10 raised to power 5 Pascal or Newton per meter square. If the pressure inside the cylinder was higher, then the boiling point would be higher. Now, at a given pressure, the temperature at which a pure substance changes phase is called saturation temperature, denoted by T. Wise, where's the pointer? Likewise, at a given temperature, the pressure at which a pure substance changes phase is called saturation pressure. So, at a pressure of 101.325 kilopascal, that's equivalent to 1 atmosphere, saturation temperature of water is 99.97 degrees centigrade. So usually say it's 100 degrees centigrade, but exact value is 99.97 degrees centigrade. And conversely,
सर
if yes,
सर वो कल वाली उसमें ना डाउट था, मतलब
हाँ
कुछ डाउट थे, तो सर वो आप अभी ले लोगे?
हाँ बताओ।
सर अब मतलब एक चीज पूछनी थी कि वेपर और गैस सेम चीज होती है?
Vapor or gas, we go to this curve. See, यहाँ पे at point 2 liquid starts evaporating. So this container may contain wet vapors of the liquid. So when it is wet, when it is a mixture of liquid and gaseous state, it's usually termed as vapor. But once it's beyond the boiling point, once you are in this region, when there is no wet region, it's dry steam, then we termed it as a gas. So vapor और gas बहुत ज़्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं है, लेकिन हम वेपर तब कहते हैं जब एवोपरेशन हो रहा है कंटेनर में, जब लिक्विड रीजन भी है और गैसियस स्टेट भी है, तो एक तरह से इट्स अ मिक्सचर ऑफ गैसियस स्टेट एंड लिक्विड स्टेट, उस समय उसको हम वेपर बोलते हैं। और जब पूरा एवोपरेशन हो गया है, अब कुछ लिक्विड कुछ नहीं बचा, अब गैस है और टेम्परेचर बढ़ाने के साथ गैस का टेम्परेचर बढ़ रहा है, उसमें उस समय उस फ्लूइड को हम गैस बोलते हैं, या ड्राई स्टीम को जैसे हम गैस कह सकते हैं। तो गैसियस स्टेट में we can use our this equation, universal gas equation, PV is equal to RT in this region. But in this region, we cannot use because it's a mixture.
सर और जो आपका लिक्विड और वेपर होता है वो हमेशा एक फिजिकल इक्विलिब्रियम में रहते हैं, तो सर मतलब जब भी जैसे होता है कि वेपर प्रेशर जो होता है आपका एक्सटर्नल प्रेशर के इक्वल होता है तो वो आपकी बॉइलिंग स्टार्ट हो जाती है। तो सर उस मतलब इस केस में क्या कहते हैं मतलब कंप्लीट पूरा लिक्विड तो कभी भी वेपर में कन्वर्ट नहीं हो सकता ना।
नहीं, अगर आप इसको कंटिन्यूसली हीट दे रहे हैं तो बॉइलिंग स्टार्ट होएगी, और अगर आप फिर भी आप हीट देते चले जाएंगे, गो टू द प्रीवियस स्लाइड, अपने we supplied some heat, so state change from 2 to 3 degrees centigrade, temperature does not change 100 degrees centigrade. Now if you further heat it, then the remaining portion of water will also get evaporated. So when the state is at 0.4, now there is no liquid, there is not a single drop of liquid in the container. Now if you supply heat, then what happens? The heat will be used to raise the temperature of this gas. So now the
यस
temperature changes. तो वो फिर सेंसिबल हीट हो जाएगी। जब तक 2 से लेके 3 के स्टेट के बीच में है तब तक टेम्परेचर चेंज नहीं होगा, तब तक जैसे जैसे हीट देते जाएंगे तो अमाउंट ऑफ लिक्विड जो वेपर में कन्वर्ट हो रहा है वो बढ़ता चला जाएगा। और जब सारा का सारा लिक्विड वेपर में कन्वर्ट हो गया, गैस में कन्वर्ट हो गया, उसके बाद भी अगर आप हीट दे रहे हो तो वो हीट तो फिर सेंसिबल हीटिंग में काम आएगी। So this portion absorbs latent heat of vaporization, and beyond 0.4 heat absorbed is the sensible heat which is used to raise the temperature of the steam.
सर जैसे अगर उसके हिसाब से अगर इक्विलिब्रियम के हिसाब से देखें मतलब जैसे मैं पूछ रहा था कि अगर जैसे जब एक डायनामिक इक्विलिब्रियम आ जाता है मतलब यूजुअली जैसे स्टेट्स जो होती हैं इक्विलिब्रियम में एग्जिस्ट करती हैं। तो सर अगर कंप्लीटली एक स्टेट में शिफ्ट करना हो तो जो वो आपका के होता है इक्विलिब्रियम कांस्टेंट उसको इनफाइनाइट करना पड़ता है मतलब अ, उस केस के लिए फिर तो टेम्परेचर इनफाइनाइट करना चाहिए ना जो प्रैक्टिकली इम्पॉसिबल है। तो सर मतलब ऐसा तब भी हम जैसे देखते हैं कि मतलब हमने एक्सपेरिमेंट भी करे हैं लैब में कि सारा का सारा पानी जो होता है वो स्टीम बन जाता है मतलब प्रैक्टिकली। तो सर ये दो चीजें कॉन्ट्रडिक्ट क्यों करती हैं मतलब ये समझ नहीं आ रहा।
आप जब पहली बात कर रहे हो ना इक्विलिब्रियम की, ये जो हम कर रहे हैं ये इक्विलिब्रियम नहीं है, वी आर कंटिन्यूसली सप्लाइंग हीट। इक्विलिब्रियम मतलब आप कुछ हीट नहीं सप्लाई करो, आप इसको छोड़ दो, थोड़ी देर बाद क्या होगा, कुछ अमाउंट इसका वाटर होगा, कुछ इसका वेपर होगा, तो वो लिक्विड और वेपर वो इक्विलिब्रियम में एग्जिस्ट करना है। लेकिन अगर आप हीट दे रहे हो ड्यूरिंग द प्रोसेस ऑफ सप्लाइंग हीट, इट इज नॉट इक्विलिब्रियम स्टेट, है ना। Equilibrium state means no, no mechanical. So that state is called thermodynamic equilibrium. No, this is not equilibrium state. This is continuously temperature is being changed.
सर एक और चीज कई काफी बच्चे ना ज्वाइन करना चाहते हैं तो उनको कैलेंडर में नहीं आ रहा तो मैंने भी टीम से कॉल की वो किया है। फिर अगर आप एक बार लिंक भेज दोगे ना ग्रुप पे तो काफी इजी हो जाएगा उनको।
टीम्स में जो आपने लिस्ट बनाई थी बच्चों की, उसमें व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप जो बना हुआ है वो सारे बच्चे ऐड हुए हुए हैं टीम्स में। इसके अलावा अगर कोई बच्चे हैं तो
नहीं 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 सर वो उन्हीं बच्चों का वो बच्चे ना वो आ नहीं पा रहे हैं तो इस वजह से तो अगर आप एक बार लिंक भेज दो ग्रुप पे तो।
अब यहाँ से इसको सेलेक्ट करके एंड जस्ट कॉपी दिस लिंक एंड देन पेस्ट इट ऑन द व्हाट्सएप। भेजेंगे लिंक, इसमें तो व्हाट्सएप खुलेगा नहीं।
सर व्हाट्सएप वेब खुल जाएगा आपका उससे भेज सकते हो आप।
उसमें मोबाइल चाहिए होगा ना, मोबाइल भी बन जाएगा। ओके, लेट मी ट्राई। तो ये आपके कैलेंडर में नहीं आ रहा है?
सर मैं एक बार रीचेक करता हूँ। मैंने तो जैसे ज्वाइन किया, मैंने तो टीम्स खोल के ज्वाइन किया था। ऐसे कैलेंडर
ये कैलेंडर इवेंट है, ये कैलेंडर में
अब
आना।
अब आया आ गया।
तो आप अपने फ्रेंड्स को बोलो कि वो कैलेंडर चेक करें, उसमें आ जाएगा कैलेंडर में।
हाँ जी सर।
जो स्टूडेंट इसमें ऐड हैं उनके तो कैलेंडर में आना चाहिए,
हाँ जी सर।
और जो ऐड नहीं है तो वो अपने आप को ऐड करवा सकते हैं। How to check this? NHT नहीं है इसमें।
सर मैंने बोल दिया उनको, मतलब मैंने ऐसे ज्वाइन किया था।
हाँ, ये 21 स्टूडेंट्स थे जो उस ग्रुप में थे, जो आपने व्हाट्सएप पे बनाया था। तो एक बार चेक कर लेना, इनमें से अगर कोई रह गया हो या कोई और ऐड करना चाहता है तो अपना एनरोलमेंट नंबर मेरे को व्हाट्सएप मैसेज कर देना, मैं उसमें ऐड कर दूंगा।
हाँ जी हाँ जी।
There is some problem with the arrow keys of my laptop, and even my mouse occasionally does not work. Okay.
सर हाँ जी।
बताओ।
सर लिंक आ गया है, ग्रुप पे भेज दिया है अमित ने।
कुछ नेटवर्क इशू भी है, तो अगर मेरी आवाज़ कट जाए या स्क्रीन नहीं दिखे तो मेरे को व्हाट्सएप पे मैसेज कर देना, क्योंकि कल से नेटवर्क बीच बीच में बंद हो रहा है मेरा यहाँ पे। Should we proceed?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so I was saying that if pressure is 101.325 kilopascal, this is equivalent to 1 atmospheric pressure, then saturation temperature is this value. And converse is also true. If if temperature is 99.97 degrees centigrade, then if at this pressure water starts boiling. So we'll repeat this experiment once again, but now with a higher pressure. So we'll look at the phase change process at pressure equal, say 101 kilopascal is equivalent to 0.1 megapascal. So we'll take now 1 megapascal. So now it's 10 times of the atmospheric pressure, and initial temperature is 20 degrees centigrade. So same cylinder, water at 20 degrees centigrade. There is a piston above this, but now we put some weight on this piston. Now this weight is equivalent to a force generated, which per unit area on calculation gives pressure equal to 1 megapascal in the cylinder. So in the earlier experiment, we assume that the piston is weightless. So whatever pressure is above the piston is equal to the pressure below the piston. But now we are not saying that it is weightless. We have in fact added additional weight over this piston such that the pressure in the cylinder is 10 times of the atmospheric pressure. So if here that pressure is atmospheric pressure, this plus the weight is equivalent to 9 atmospheric pressure. So this plus this is equal to 10 bar or 1 megapascal roughly. And now we'll heat is the flame? We will heat the container till the temperature reaches to 300 degrees centigrade. Now this point can be represented here because now the pressure is higher. So the specific volume would be slightly lower, although we say that water is in liquid state is incompressible, but there is a very small change in the volume with the pressure. So if at 1 bar or at 0.1 megapascal, the state point was this, then at 10 megapascal, there may be slight decrease in the specific volume. The temperature remains same, 20 degrees centigrade. Let us just zoom into this graph. It's a constant pressure process. Again, we will not change the process during the entire process of heating, and we will plot temperature versus specific volume. So this, if you can see, this is the curve for the previous experiment. Just blurred it, and now we'll plot a curve while we heat this water, which is now at 1 megapascal. Now where would be the state point 2? So in the initial experiment, this was state 1, and then when we heat it somewhere here, we got the boiling point. But now pressure is higher, so water will not boil at 100 degrees centigrade. So the boiling point corresponding to 1 megapascal is around 179.9 degrees centigrade. Pressure will keep rising to 179.9 degrees centigrade. So this point is now saturated liquid point. So throughout this process, there is no evaporation, there is no vaporization. And after point 2, if we further heat water, then some water gets evaporated, and now temperature change stops. So now this evaporation is taking place at a constant temperature. So now this line is horizontal. And on further heating, the remaining portion of the water gets heated, gets evaporated, and now we have a saturated vapor at 1 megapascal, 179.9 degrees centigrade. Now this length of this horizontal line is smaller than this length of the horizontal line. So heat transfer for evaporation at higher pressure is less as compared to the heat transfer at this 0.1 megapascal. Now beyond 0.4, if you further heat the water, then as usual, the temperature of the steam will increase. So in this case, this is the liquid region, this is liquid plus vapor region, and this is dry steam or steam in gaseous state. If we can heat it up to 300 degrees centigrade. Now if we compare these two curves, these points are called saturated liquid point, and these 2 points are called saturated vapor point. Now if we repeat this experiment for a number of pressure values, we'll keep on getting these points here. We'll get similar type of curve, and at higher and higher pressure, this horizontal line will keep on decreasing. Excuse me. So you get a family of curve like this. You keep on increasing pressure. So this is at 0.01 megapascal. This is 0.1 megapascal. 0.1 megapascal is equivalent to 1 atmosphere. This is 10 atmosphere. 1 megapascal, then 8 megapascal, then 15 megapascal. This line goes on decreasing, and then you at one instant we get instead of line we get a single point. Now this is 22.06 megapascal. Now, this point is called critical point. This one. This is defined as a critical point, and the definition of critical point is it's the point where the temperature and pressure, the latent heat becomes zero, and the liquid and gaseous state, they coexist. Liquid gets converted into gaseous state without adding of heat. So it's a single phase beyond critical point. So it's a property of substance. Different substance has different values. The critical point properties of water is 22.06 megapascal and pressure and 373 degrees centigrade temperature. I wrote those values in the previous slide. Probably I wrote it. So these are the values for the critical point of the water. The point at which the saturated liquid and saturated vapor state are identical, that point is called the critical point.
सर ये कर्व एक्सपेरिमेंटल है या मतलब डेराइव्ड है?
नहीं, experimental curve है. We performed experiment at different pressure values. I have to go to previous slide. So we performed this experiment at 0.1 megapascal, then this experiment at 1 megapascal, then at 8 megapascal, then 10 megapascal, then 20 megapascal. So we get a family of curve like this. Okay. And then if you join these saturated point and saturated vapor point, then you get a curve like this. This the curve. This point at the top of this dome is called critical point. This line is called saturated liquid line, and this line is the saturated vapor line. On the left side of this saturated liquid line, this region is called compressed liquid region. On the right side, we call this as superheated vapor region. Superheated vapor region or dry steam region or gaseous region. Now, within this curve, within this dome shaped curve, we have a mixture of liquid and vapor. Now, this curve is called the PV diagram. Let's see. TV diagram. So we plotted the temperature versus specific volume. Now, if you want to plot PT diagram, I'm sorry, my mouse has a problem and my keyboard buttons are not working properly. PV diagram, water and steam. Let us plot PV diagram. So what does PV diagram means? We'll vary pressure this time, and we'll try to keep the temperature constant. So we have a similar type of arrangement. Water initially at 1 megapascal and some 150 degrees centigrade. Now throughout the experiment, we'll keep this temperature 150 degrees centigrade. How can you keep it? We'll allow exchange of heat from this cylinder to external surrounding, and suppose that this surrounding is maintained at 150 degrees centigrade. So this room is maintained at 150 degrees centigrade, or this entire experiment has been done in a what do you call an oven, which is maintained at 150 degrees centigrade. So throughout the experiment, the temperature remains 150 degrees centigrade. We'll gradually decrease the pressure and see when does water evaporates and how does the curve look like. Just said that a specific value of saturation pressure has a specific value of saturation temperature. So the boiling takes place at that particular specific combination of pressure and temperature only. So initially this point can be plotted again somewhere on PT diagram, say this point. And now when you gradually remove these weight, what we are doing is we are decreasing the pressure in the cylinder. So pressure say from 1 bar reduces to 0.5 bar, then this line should drop down further. And because of the decrease in the pressure, there would be a slight increase in the volume. So this should not be exactly vertical line, maybe slightly inclined. So 0.2 has a higher specific volume. This is process. And then on further reducing the pressure, you further reduce the weight at a point water starts boiling. Now for 150 degree centigrade, this point appears at 0.4762 megapascal. That means 0.4762 megapascal is the saturation pressure corresponding to 150 degree centigrade. So temperature throughout the experiment was kept 150 degree centigrade, and as pressure drops from initial pressure of 1 bar to 0.4762 1 megapascal to 0.4762 megapascal, then boiling appears. And throughout the boiling, these values remain constant. Now, neither the pressure changes nor the temperature changes. So this point is again point on saturated liquid line, usually denoted by F point. And when entire water gets boiled, then this point appears on the saturated gaseous line, saturated gas line, G. And on further reducing the weight, the pressure may decrease further. So during the boiling, there is no, but then there would be a decrease in the pressure. So this line is the constant temperature line on a PV diagram. You can repeat this kind of experiment for different values of pressure and you'll get similar kind of lines. Zig, zag, zig, zig, zag, zig. And then if you join all the F point and all the G point, you'll get a similar kind of dome which you got earlier. So this is, say this is PV diagram. So this is saturated liquid line and this is the saturated vapor line. So this is some T value, say 150 degree centigrade. This is another T value, say 170 degree centigrade or 200 degree centigrade. So at different values of temperature, the curves are like decreasing pressure up to the saturated liquid line, then constant pressure, constant temperature, and then decreasing pressure beyond the saturated vapor region. So this region is again saturated liquid vapor region, this is compressed liquid region, and this is superheated vapor region. All points which appear on this liquid line are denoted by a small subscript F. All those points which appear on this saturated vapor line are denoted by subscript G. And these values have been tabulated, what we call as steam tables. Now if you include solid phase also, suppose you have some liquid and we heat the liquid, suppose you have some solid now and you heat the solid, plot temperature on y-axis, suppose temperature, forgot to mention it here. So what will happen? First, this solid will, the temperature of the solid will increase Then when you reach at the melting point of the solid, then melting take place when entire solid has been melted into liquid. Then temperature of the liquid increases. This we studied. And then liquid gets converted into gas and the temperature of the gas increases. So this kind of curve can be plotted for different pressure values, and then we can join all those points which appear at the saturation solid point. We'll get a line here. We can connect locus of all those points at which liquid formation take place. Then we can connect all those points at which liquid gets converted into gas, and when it stops converting into gas. So we get this kind of diagram. Now beyond some value of below, there's a lower limit of the pressure value where solid can directly convert it into vapor. There is no liquid zone. So this point or this line is called triple line. Here you can directly convert solid into vapor. Now there are two different curves. One is for a substance that contracts on freezing, and the other is for a substance that expands on freezing. Now water has some peculiar behavior. We go back to the previous curve. I just showed you this curve. There's some solid and it melts and then it liquidifies, and then the temperature of the liquid increases, and then it vaporizes and the temperature of the gas increases. And throughout this process, the volume increases. This does not happen in case of H2O. How does H2O behaves? Next slide. Page down. If you have ice, say at minus 10 degrees centigrade, as this is minus 10 degrees centigrade, ice at point A. Now if we heat, volume increases. Sorry for this direction of arrow, it should be in the left hand side. Now the melting takes place when ice melts to water, the volume, specific volume decreases. This is a peculiarity in case of water. And once ice has been completely melted into water at 0 degrees centigrade, on further heating, when we change the temperature from 0 degrees centigrade to 4 degrees centigrade, there is a further reduction in the specific volume. The specific volume of H2O is minimum at 4 degrees centigrade. And beyond this value, if you further heat it, say from 4 degree to 100 degrees centigrade, then the temperature of the liquid rises. So temperature of the liquid of water changes from 4 degrees centigrade to 100 degrees centigrade. At 100 degrees centigrade, water starts converting into steam, and now the temperature stops rising. And when all water has been converted into steam at point A, then on further heating, the temperature of the steam increases. So this point EF line represents dry steam. This DE is liquid and vapor region. This is liquid region, and this C dash D is liquid region. C dash D is the liquid region, and this BC is the melting, and this AB is the increase in the temperature of the ice from minus 10 to 0 degrees centigrade. So there are two different types of material, one which contracts on freezing, the other one which expands on freezing. So if we do these experiments for different type of material, we get this kind of PV curve. This region is liquid plus vapor region. This line is called triple line. This is the solid region, this is solid plus liquid region, and this is liquid region, and this is vapor region. Now this curve is for substance that contracts on freezing, and this curve is for substance which expands on freezing. we have seen VT diagram and PV diagram. There is a third diagram called PT diagram, and this diagram is in fact called the phase diagram. So the triple line which I showed you in the previous diagram appears as a triple point in this diagram. Page up. Yes. So on this triple line, which for water the value is 0.01 degree centigrade and pressure 0.6117 kilopascal, all the three phases coexist in equilibrium. Now this line on a PT diagram is down. One more time. Sorry, this is page up. This triple line appears as a triple point. So below this pressure, below pressure corresponding to triple point, on heating solid, it directly gets converted into vapor. Now this process is called sublimation. So you heat the solid, temperature increases at a particular value of temperature. The phase transformation takes place, and on further heating, there is no change in the temperature till the entire solid gets converted into vapor. Now, if the pressure is above this triple point pressure, then what happens? Solid first melts. Say you have liquid and you heat it, then the temperature of the liquid increases. Then at a particular value of temperature, melting takes place, and when all melting has taken place, then we have liquid at that pressure, and then temperature of the liquid increases. Then at a particular temperature, say at 1 bar is 100 degrees centigrade, the vaporization takes place, and when all liquid has been converted into vapor, then further temperature increases. So if you connect all the melting points, you get this melting line. If you connect all the vaporization point, all vaporization point means vaporization points at different pressure values. So you get this vaporization line. And if you connect all the point where solid is directly converted into vapor, then we get this sublimation point. Where all these three lines meet, this point is called triple point. So here, solid, liquid and gas, all three phases coexist in equilibrium. Now this melting line is for a substance that contracts on freezing. So the slope is like this. If the substance expands on freezing, then as pressure is increased, the saturation temperature decreases. So we get a line whose slope is towards the left hand side. So these curves are for two different material. So but the shape of the curve is like three different lines meeting at a single point, and this single point is triple point. This region is solid, this region is liquid, and this region is vapor.